Welcome everybody to my stream here on lichess and Twitch. Back after a streamer battle and simul yesterday. We had a full day yesterday. After that, a little bit of rest, and we're back here with some blitz. Blitz challenges, casual 5-3 through 7+3. Get into the schedule again because I was away for all last week. I think a lot of our followers kind of thought I disappeared, so we've got to get the regular sort of schedule back into working order. Troll on a Roll is not here to challenge me in chess 960, but instead we have FM Schieberspieler. FM Schieberspieler rated 2299 FIDE, closing in on my very high 2329 FIDE rating. But you got the title. You went over 2300 and then dropped down due to draw with Boguslavski. Good job. They really got the title there activated quickly. Schieberspieler, how did you do in yesterday's streamer battle? I didn't have a chance to see your score. Chess 960. It's just for fun. We're gonna take this challenge from Schieberspieler as we get started here. I'm gonna drink my coffee quickly. See if anybody is alive in the chat room. Welcome, guys and girls, to our Monday stream. Vinx 008. My schedule is usually very, very regular, but last week I had a very rare vacation week, so people might not be expecting me to be back. Alright, Schieberspieler, hopefully he's here. I'm going to accept his challenge, chess 960. Bishops in the middle, knights in the corner. Ugh. This is like the worst. Double corner knights. There's nothing worse than knights in the corner in chess 960. Still around, Warnaki, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Schieberspieler, thanks for joining us. FIDE Master. Title player battle for the first game in our stream here. Warnaki, thanks for subscribing. 14 months. It seems like longer. I think he's going to play the London system. Queen version with Queen F4. London system just haunts my nightmares. Knight problems, but as in normal chess, control the center is very vital. It's an underrated concept. Do we have any weak points in the position? Double weak points on H7 and A7. Unprotected squares right out of the gate. But there's no easy way to attack them. Juicebox Wizard, thanks for being a subscriber. Welcome back. Yeah, so I don't know. Do you want to adapt a kind of passive posture here? Schieberspieler loves space. You know, he just really loves space. King on F8 is a bit weird. I don't know what I'm going to do with that either. Maybe Schieberspieler would rather be black. Can we switch colors? You like the French defense? Honestly, I was afraid if I play like D5, you have a pretty good Queen's Gambit here with some C4. So I'm adopting a pretty passive formation. You got your space. I can play French, it looks like. French with bishop e4 check. I almost lose immediately. I need to take my time here. Yeah, this is an unofficial disaster. Black's position is extremely passive. Man, this is a horrible starting position. That check on b4. I really don't know what to do. It's a terrible hippo. I mean, you could allow the bishop before check, but your king gets sucked out to e7. You got yourself a little rating jump. Autistic chess? No. This is, what? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't understand. So you started rating on lichess at 900, and you're 1850. You can call yourself personally a good player, then stop. How do you break the 1850 mark? Castling is always a good idea. I like that. Well, the easiest way to improve your rating is by tactics. Improving tactics. Not my specialty. I prefer the long, grinding, strategic understanding, which takes a lot of work, actually. I mean, I feel like tactics are much easier. If you do a lot of work on your tactics and calculation, that alone should be able to get you over 1850. Of course, you have to have a clue strategically. Oh man, this is terrible. This is just terrible. I feel like it's definitely more of a disadvantage being black in chess 960 than it is in normal chess. Does anybody else agree with me? It just feels much more serious problem. Like a much more serious problem. Good God, our position sucks. It's just like game over, man. It's game over. Black is like lost. I practically can't move anything without creating some sort of fatal weakness in my position. I mean, what am I going to do? G5? I never watched Aga Mator, but I hear that he's highly entertaining. Alright. Aga Mator, I don't know how you say that. Entertaining. Sheeverspiel, you don't think it's a big disadvantage? Man, what am I going to do? F5? Alright. I feel like it's worse than normal chess. No matter what I do here, my position sucks. It's really sick. Can't even get my pieces out. It tells me something interesting about my game, like I don't know. Whenever I play the opening chess 960, I feel like I'm a complete beginner. I have no idea what I'm doing. I understand principles, but it doesn't matter. I always get a bad position. I mean, just to make a slight inaccuracy on the first move, for example, is a serious problem. I probably made a mistake on like move 1 and 2, and now I'm buried because of those first move mistakes. Sheeverspieler really likes space, so this suits him perfectly. Tactical player may not be that thrilled with this position, but a strategic player who thrives on space advantage is just having a field day here at this point. Again, I almost can't move. I only really see one option. I'm not sure he's played perfectly either, but good enough. Alright, I gotta go. This move is my only hope in this game. Playing f5 at some point. I was waiting for him to play f4, but it's probably just as good or even better to just play it right away. Sheeverspieler is notoriously vulnerable to f5 rushes in chess 960. I managed to beat him once. One of my few victories in the 960 with an f5. No storms. Yeah, we had a little bit of storms. Very hot and humid here in the summer in Hungary. Lots of thunderstorms. But they're usually gone as quickly as they appear. Honeyshburger, welcome. Juicebox, again, where are you at? Still recovering? Recovery mode? I had a 5-day vacation. And Tony, good to see you. We played in the streamer battle on Sunday. Unfortunately, we finished 7th out of 8 teams. Still a respectable result. Not that far behind the others. Didn't have enough high-rated players. But I thank everybody for turning out. We had enough players after all. Alright, so I don't want to give him e5. I mean, it's just way too much. What are my options here? No easy options. Take to e5. Speaking of tactics, it's like a really bad classical Dutch. The queen is pretty restricted. This is ugly. You're operating a small bakery? I thought you said operating. Opening. That is the process before operating. Bakery. Not personally. All right. How about your chess, Juicebox Wizard? Are you playing? Playing here. Knight takes d5, g3. That guy needs to go. That guy needs to go. Needs to go by. What's next? I didn't like my structure after knight takes d5. I don't like his knight in e4. It's also strong here. So that's a strange move by white. I would think. A bit strange. Our position is almost reasonable for the first time. Send a challenge. You can always send a challenge. I got challenges from Hanishper and Bold Random Rabbit. Both of those players who've played me before. Ooh, a nice positional move by white. Trading his crappy bishop for a good one. Yeah. Man, I don't know. I'm just gonna like lose on time. Way to be positive. Okay, he's just being practical. He loves bishop versus knight too. Schieberspieler is a good, practical, strategic player. I'm about to get tortured. You can almost like... You can almost sort of predict his moves. Yeah, I'm just getting tortured. Panicked. But it's a very, very unpleasant position. This isn't just a random blunder. I mean, I have very little time, and it's like a very unpleasant position where all I can do is move back and forth. It's his specialty. Kind of boring, but brutal. Small advantages. The computer says it's like half a pawn, but it's feeling like much worse. I'm totally paralyzed here. I would think White's advantage would be even bigger, honestly. It was actually a pretty good game till the final blunder. I just hung a rook. I was desperate. It was like desperate to attack something, but rook e7 was a stupid move. I should have played this initially. Do you have bishop h5 check? I have g6. It's actually not that easy for White to break through. I thought you were going to push your g pawn. But man, good game. I was actually better at some point. Wow. I'm surprised here. The engine thinks I'm better here. Oh, your f-pawn was just hanging. Wow. You just hung your f-pawn straight up with rook takes f4. That's cool. Schieberspieler is striving for quick moves, but that is an odd blunder. I didn't even see it. I was more concerned with the open file. But I mean, this is just a free pawn. Not a very high quality game by me. Alright, man, thank you for the game. Bold Random Rabbit. Unfortunately, not enough time. 7 plus 3. This is the longest game I'm willing to play. 5-3 through 7 plus 3. Alright, Bold Random Rabbit. Something of an opening expert, it appears. You need to get him out of book. Well, this is his pet variation. But I like it. Thanks for tuning in, Schieberspieler. I hope nobody made you feel bad about not playing for the team. For our team. What about playing over the board tournaments? Are you going to be busy? Warnaki, I will play an IM closed tournament for 10 players in 2 weeks. My stream will be infrequent. I have to come up with a schedule for that time. Alright, I know that some people were joking about it, Schieberspieler, so I just hope nobody made you feel guilty or something. It's just for fun. CD5, CD5, knight C3. So the RNT's IM tournament starts the 21st, I think. It's a Friday. It starts on a Friday, on the 21st. I can't remember the line here. This doesn't seem right. Yeah, I'm not supposed to do that. He switched variations on me. Been playing a different line. But this isn't accurate. I'm supposed to play... It's unusual to have a player this rating who's an opening expert, like my opponent, but I'm supposed to play knight c3 first, and I forgot. It's a serious minor. Well, it's minor, but still at the higher level, it's a fairly serious inaccuracy. Enough to let black probably equalize. I'm not expecting to get rating points back. This kind of format tournament isn't really good for that. But I think not losing rating points would be a good place to start. I'm not really in a position to play tournaments that are optimal. I mean, I would like to go to some big open somewhere in the world with lots of big diverse population of players, ideally. But I'm playing this closed tournament with a lot of young players. It's not really totally all young players, but not optimal. But I'm doing it out of just sort of desperation and wanting to play. I think if I don't lose points, it's a victory. Although my rating is so low, it's pretty hard to lose points. Honestly, do I have bishop takes h7? No. Remember, the Greek gift sacrifice doesn't work, because at the end, like, bishop f5 comes in. However, I could play knight g5. Kind of interesting idea. To play knight g5, and then... Wow. Yeah. Now you're interested who the other 9 players are. I can tell you. I can actually tell you. So, Senior Grandmaster Farago Ivan. He's like a pensioner. An older player. Myself, Nemeth Zoltan, who's a middle-aged to older I am, lower rated than myself. FIDE Master Bodhi Tibor, younger. FIDE Master Zentai. Kopan Geher, another younger player, and then a guy I don't know, Joaquin Mohammed, FIDE Master, Mark Lyle, an older FIDE Master, Mateusz Pazuski is a younger-ish FIDE Master from Poland, and Gombots Ferenc, who's a young FIDE Master. So it's like a FIDE Master tournament. There's a million FIDE Masters. All right. Everyone's a FIDE Master these days. But it's good. There's no like weak player, no really weak players. I hate that when there's like a 2100 or something, or 2000 player in an IM tournament. They did that in the last one I played in. This little girl who was like 2000. Everyone is like at least an FM. It's a good tournament. And not everyone's that young. I play like a FIDE Master these days, so I should fit right in to that group. Everyone in the tournament plays like a FIDE master. Farago Ivan is like in his 70s. I mean, he's not capable of playing like he used to. But he's still not easy to beat. He's very, very solid. He always was. So we just induced some weakness in the black position here, but there's no way to win. So knight h3, knight f4 is kind of tempting, but I'm not sure if I can get it in. Knight h3, queen c7, for example. g3 is interesting. Yeah, I mean, maybe. No, he's got f4. That's an interesting idea. This rook has very little use. In some variations it goes to b5, but he was careful. He played a6. He didn't want to allow like rook b5, I guess. Though it wasn't an immediate threat. That's a key idea. To attack d5 sometimes. It was funny that he played a6. It's a kind of random move. So that's the list of players I'm going to play with. One round a day. It's a long tournament. 9 days. Personally, I think I'm the strongest player in the field. But, you know, a little bit stronger than Farago because he's really so much older now. He was formerly stronger than me. What's up, Padron and Tony? Thank you for the subscription. But I mean, I'm not a lot stronger than all those players. I think I'm a little bit stronger than everybody. But I'm not that active, you know, and the fact that I'm out of practice, I mean, in terms of playing long games, if it was a rapid tournament, no problem. But I'm just not that used to playing long games, so... Well, we have CMs, but it's not that popular, I guess. This is a very materialistic move by our opponent. I mean, this should be pretty decisive. He does have some interesting defenses here. Astrobate, thanks for the donation. Yeah, no, Geir Kopan, I've seen him. You know, he's a good player. He's young. He needs a lot of practice. But I'm sure he's improving very rapidly. So, when I say I'm better than him, I mean by like a small margin. The same with also Zentai. I have a lot more experience, but maybe his youth compensates. But I don't think anybody's stronger than me. That's the main thing. I have nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. So black, I thought, should have taken on c3, and then the queen would take on d4 to defend g7. I wanted to make queen takes c3, bishop takes g7 work for white. And the key variation is like queen takes c3, queen g6, queen takes d4, defending g7. Which is unclear, because my bishop's hanging and his bishop's hanging on d6. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. Maybe I actually have queen g6, queen d4, bishop g7, queen g7, queen d6. I guess I'm just better in all lines. But this looks decisive. Black is lost here. I'm not sure if there's a mate. I mean, queen g6, he's got queen c7 coming in. So I have nothing better than to grab the bishop. I agree that the Geir Kopan probably one of the strongest, but everybody's very solid. Farago, Zentai, even Nemazzoli, but he's not that sharp and has a tendency to make blunders or get tired. Although I admit he plays Blitz really well. I lost against him in the Blitz tournament here on lichess in the All-Star Arena. I mean, I was impressed. You know, he's much older than me, and he's like fast. I never considered him a threat, but he actually beat me in a Blitz game. It was pretty back and forth, but a good fight. So there's no weak players, no really strong players. Everyone's sort of in the middle. With my rating, it's going to be hard to gain points. Maybe I can gain a few. I wouldn't mind gaining like 10 rating points. That would be a good result. Yeah, I remember the one time I played them at Zoli, I like crushed him in an open Roy Lopez. And that was a long time ago, when he was a lot younger. I mean, I didn't really think he was that strong, but he is an IM. He's a long time from his peak. But slowly, so am I. Alright, guys. Anyway, that's the tournament I'm playing in. It's a solid tournament. What's the gap between FMs and NMs? Well, NM is by nature, you know, national master. So that's sort of arbitrary. What is a national master in the United States versus Germany or any other country? In the United States, by American standards, NM is basically what we would say, I don't know. I think a national master is like 100 points weaker than a candidate master. So, 2200 FIDE as candidate master. If you had another title below candidate master, I guess an NM is kind of like a WFM. I mean, I wouldn't know what else to compare it to. 2100-ish FIDE. Probably something like that. But it varies, you know. There's lots of strong NMs who never got international titles. If no one is stronger than you, then you should be able to gain rating points. Well, I need them to be overrated. That would be optimal. It's really hard. There's like rating poverty in Hungary. It's really, really hard to come by anybody who's overrated. Occasionally with the new kids whose first ratings, they get their first ratings that's high. But it's really hard to find someone who's literally overrated. The majority of players in Hungary are underrated. I feel like there's serious rating poverty. I mean, there's rating poverty in a lot of places, but here it seems really bad. Maybe like wealthier countries have an easier time for their players to gain points. They can travel to more like elite events and stuff. I would wager that a wealthy country, like let's compare Norway to Hungary, it's more likely that a player in Norway would be overrated than someone in Hungary, because the players there can like travel to all these like elite tournaments and stuff, where you don't see that. Players here can't afford to go to like Gibraltar and play. I would love to play in like Gibraltar or one of these elite tournaments where there's just tons and tons of great players to get to play who have high ratings. It's hard. We're kind of shut out. Or just playing old people. It'd be great to play old people. Sidan and MS, so GG. MSOG. I'm gonna have a big sunlight here, probably. I've always talked about this a lot. When I grew up playing chess, there was a lot of middle-aged people playing chess. It was pretty much across the board. A lot more people playing over-the-board chess from all different age categories, but it seems like now, if I play in a tournament, it's either kids or pensioners. Nobody plays between the ages of like 25 and 60. Everyone's either under 25 or over 60. So when I go to a tournament, I'm praying that I play the old people, not the little kids. There was this one tournament in Hungary I played in Zalakáros like 3 years ago. And the organizers just kept pairing me with little kid after little kid. Finally, I had played the whole field. They weren't all little kids. Like, there was one 29-year-old. There was one, like, a couple 18-year-olds. Or 19. But basically, like, I only played one player who was over 25. And he was still, like, much younger than me. Out of 9 rounds or something like that. It was insane. If you play someone younger than you every single game, I mean, you know, they're going to be more improving. Yeah, it used to be traditional concept that older people were better at chess. It was an old man's game. But I guess if you look at all sports, it's younger and younger. Even like golf, where physical strength shouldn't matter that much. Or, you know, traditionally in golf, older players still did pretty well. Even that's like disappearing. You had the same in Hungarian Rapid. Your oldest opponent was Otzel. It's crazy. Like, because there's no old players at all. I mean, when I started playing chess in the late 80s, it felt like the Fischer boom had just sort of ended. So there was this huge popularity with chess when Fischer won the World Championship in the 70s, in the early 70s. It lasted a while, and it was still probably lasting toward the end, toward the period when I started playing chess. So it's finally totally died out. But I feel like when I went to tournaments, there were still a lot of players who were like middle-aged who were playing. Where it's not the case anymore. Barons in Chess, thanks for subscribing. In the tournament you'll play in, there are 4 under 10-year-old players. Now I keep messing this position up. I had it yesterday. I'm supposed to play like bishop takes c3 check earlier. Yesterday, for the second time, bishop d3, I played f5, which this is a very bad move, a3, a waste of time. Yesterday I had a game with bishop d3, and I played f5. I'm supposed to play bishop takes c3 check first. I don't really like this line for white, but I did manage to lose yesterday in my simul. I didn't know the theory deep enough in one key variation. But a3 is a very bad move. It's a waste of time, and it weakens white's position for weeks. This move he really didn't need to play. I would have made that exchange anyway. Troll doesn't, you know, he goes off his normal rocker when I stop streaming for a few days. Someone asked a question? No. I'm getting blinded by very bright sunlight right now off the side of the screen. So if anybody wonders, there's like a glare on my monitor. I can kind of barely read the last. I don't know what the law is there, Padron Antoni, but don't beat up any little kids. If you need to threaten them, threaten to beat up their dad. If you feel the need, just resort to the dad threats. My experience, that's very effective. But we'll talk about it. So white has played very strangely, giving up his white squared bishop here. Pretty weird. Pretty weird. Where is he going to put his king? Going to have to castle kingside, I would assume. Where am I going to put my king? Not sure. This queen e2 move. Well, he has to move it somewhere. Okay, knight d2, castles and knight d2. That's his plan. There's no other plan. He could throw in a4, something like that, but his plan is castles followed by knight d2. What is my plan? I mean, queen f6 looks like an interesting move. I can't do anything like f4 until I what? Bishop b7. I mean, I really not like my bishop up close there. Close and personal. Knight f6 is an idea. I don't like allowing a5. But we have to be careful. He has good sacrifices, this type of position. With c5 sometimes. Not ideal, maybe this position because of the white square weaknesses. He's got a lot of weaknesses here. My bishop could switch diagonals to there, where it would just like kill him. So a4 doesn't change the situation. It also becomes a target like later on. That's why I like to play a5. You have a 50-pound dog, 50-kilogram dog to be exact. I'll bring it with me. No dogs in the playing hall. A5 for Warnocki's return to the stream and subscribing. Okay, so I understand this move, but I don't think it's that effective here. Possible I should wait on this. This is a typical idea for white. Sacrifice his double pawn to try to break up my structure. But, as I said, because he's traded off his white square bishop, he has a lot of issues. My bishop is much more active than his bishop on g3. I don't know if they let dogs into the chess tournament playing hall. I guess it depends on the venue. How is Italy about generally letting animals? Oof. This is a problem. So we definitely made a mistake. Serious error. I should not have played bishop a6. I should have taken on c5 first. I missed queen a2. Strong move. I mean, black is still better, but I really thought I was going to take that pawn on c5 for free. Chess cats. Different countries, you know, are more flexible. Do you let animals into restaurants and stuff in Italy? I always imagined it was kind of pretty relaxed. Dogs are not allowed. You know, maybe in Greece they would let the cats. They're big on cats in Greece. We'll have to ask Jim. Yeah, this is a problem. Damn. Now he has like pretty good counterplay. I don't even think I'm better. Look at this. He's like Capablanca or something. Capablanca 1500. Unbelievable. Damn. Well, I'm just going to drop that pawn, so if anyone has a suggestion. Trying to sacrifice the pawn positionally with like f4. This is sort of a temporary stopgap. Buying time. I'm still allowed the castle, right? That's reassuring. My position is still okay. His extra pawn is a double pawn. Not that big a deal. Opposite color bishops make the position very, very sharp. I have an idea here. Both our kings are trapped in the center. Knight d2, rook c8. with the idea of stopping c4. And then we can try to activate our other rook. But again, it's still theoretically possible to castle. An absolutely wild move. F5. What? That's really crazy. Wow. I have no idea what's going on here, but I did not think about castling queenside for my opponent. It looks dangerous. Doesn't mean it is. Can I castle? No, this was a fighting game, but I think that white really did a good job. I mean, I don't know if I was ever lost. He sort of panicked at the end. White is still better here. I thought you could sack pawn. I mean, first of all, c4, if nothing else, you can play this move. I thought, but I have queen f4 there. And that's funny that it works. c4 works, because queen f4 castles, queen d2. This is just too strong. Rook h7, and I'm getting ripped apart. My king is just too open here. So that was a good game by white. I just didn't find the critical way. I was looking at this move, but I didn't see... Funny, I looked at this, but I thought it was almost the same as other variation, but it's actually better for me. There's a lot of play with the pawns here. So after this, I saw only, like, taking back. I didn't see this move. This would have been wildly complicated as well. I still think that white might be better. That was a good game. That was fun. MSOGG. Alright. Nothing like a fun game, though. That's why we play chess. You seem so respectable, Padron Antoni. Alright, Sidan, sorry. What was the delayed Grob? E3, E5, G4. Grob deferred by transposition. He's true 1900 strength. Yeah, I mean, he's played in the team battle a lot with good results. So this is basically like an Owens defense reversed with G4 randomly thrown in. The random G4. This is very weakening. The H4 square. Bob. But it's true, Sidan does really play around 1900. He's had excellent results almost every team battle. Didn't you play in the team battle? Am I crazy? Sometimes I get confused. Queen e2. You did, right? I'm just talking randomly. I'm blinded. My screen is totally glared. I need a glare-proof computer. The whole left corner of where the chat is like a big glare right now. I can't really see. Man, I have this friend. It's so sad. He shall remain nameless, but not like he did anything wrong. But still, he posted on Facebook that he played in the so-called World Open. This like online version of the World Open tournament, which they're holding on this really old chess server called ICC. And I don't know what happened, but I mean, it was an accident waiting to happen. Like, I would never ever participate in an online tournament for real money, and certainly not on ICC, which is a chess site that's like been collapsing for the last 10 years. It's horribly managed. They have no administrators. It's like a disaster. The owners are asinine. I used to work for them as a contractor, but anyway. So he plays, and of course, like, the tournament's a disaster. He was posting on Facebook about it. But I mean, what are you thinking? Like, you can't play an online tournament on any site, probably, let alone like some old site that hasn't been improved in 20 years. Imagine that's going to work out well. I resisted the temptation to post back and say, like, I told you so, or that's the stupidest thing you've ever done. They have no ability to control, like, cheating. Probably accuse the wrong people of cheating, and it's a disaster, man. I wouldn't even trust this. I mean, probably lichess is the best capability to detect cheating, but I still wouldn't even trust the tournament here. You can't have money tournaments in chess online, period. Zoom. How stupid is this concept of Zoom or whatever, you know? So somebody stands in behind them with a card holding up like the strongest move or something, or they have a microphone in their ear, and somebody's like, "Hey, Bobby played Bishop D2. Okay, hey, how you doing? I'm on Zoom." Are you gonna like be able to police whether they're being pumped the right move in a microphone in their ear or something? I mean, it's ridiculous. Having a Zoom chat doesn't do anything to stop people from cheating. It's like absurd. I'm so sorry for this belief that we can have. It would be nice. It's a nice fantasy to have chess tournaments online, but seriously, there's no way you could ever have an online chess tournament for serious prizes. It's game over, man. How are you gonna? It's hard to control in real life. How are you gonna control it online? Are you gonna like have a doctor go to their house and make sure they don't have a microphone in their ear or something? I mean, it's crazy. Zero chance. No, the only way to detect it is, third party analyzing their games. You can't benefit from using a Zoom camera. That's ridiculous. But legally, I don't know if the cheating detection systems retrospectively analyzing games are really good enough. When we're talking about like real money. Man, white just blundered. I mean, it's fine when it's like casual, or maybe for $15 a tournament or something like that, but if you start to have real chess tournaments with real prizes, everybody's going to cheat. Forget about it. Biometric lie detector. When Magnus made his account on chess, he was banned. I would hope so. Anybody who can play like that should be banned. That's a good sign, at least. Somebody was trying to do the right thing. But then again, you have false positives too. Yeah. All right, so white is holding on here. Yeah, well, no, it's fine if you have a private tournament with Magnus Carlsen and 10 people. Even that I wouldn't guarantee 100% there's no cheating, but you can't have an international open tournament on the Internet Chess Club for hundreds of dollars entry. On Legend Tournament, they put a camera on the laptop, but I mean, what does that prove, you know? You can have 3 other laptops, like, glued to the ceiling or something, I mean, and a microphone in each ear. How much do you need to cheat? Well, your one laptop that you're using, it wouldn't be very difficult, man. You got back from Appalachia, West Virginia. I have not been. It's like Narnia. Is it like Dolly World? There's been some speculation that you're silicone boobs. Bob, is that true? I've never been to West Virginia. But my mom was from Pittsburgh. Not that far from West Virginia, actually. ZRX, people who cheat should be banned for life. Well, I mean, I think they should be seriously banned for a long time. I don't know about life, but there should be serious penalties. Like, there's that guy who cheated years ago from France. What's his name? Does anybody remember? Grandmaster. Pretty high-rated Grandmaster. Starts with an F. His name escapes me now. He's like allowed back in chess now. Sebastian Feller, exactly. Like, he's allowed back in chess. I mean, it's crazy. If it was like doping in the Olympics, he should be banned. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think maybe 10 years, something heavy. There was, I don't know how long he was banned for. I mean, maybe a lifetime ban isn't so stupid. How long is that other guy banned for? What's his face? You guys know who I'm talking about. Sedan, Anna Rudolph was not an engine, man. You really a Russian troll? You must be reading like old fake news or something. That was the biggest idiot in the world that accuses her of being a cheater. The most unsportsmanlike player in the history of chess. Oleg Krivonosov, the biggest scumbag I've ever seen. Obviously, if the biggest scumbag in the world says you're a cheater, you must be a cheater, right? The guy would like flag you with rook versus rook. 4 minutes on the clock each. And play for a win on time. Rousis, yeah. I played Rousis and he was normal back in like 2000. Seemed like a normal guy. You gotta be careful, Sinan. Like, there's a lot of fake stories. You gotta know the whole story. Anna Rudolph has a very good reputation, but it was damaged by that idiot. She once like offered me a draw before the game, which I didn't really like, but I think she's not a cheater. I mean, a lot of people do that in round-robin tournaments, particularly. they try to arrange like a draw with you. I didn't like it because it's like she was lower rated than me. It was kind of insulting, you know. White's coming back, I think. You just don't offer pre-arranged draws to people that are 50 rating points or 75 rating points higher than you. I don't think that's really good etiquette. White is coming back here. 98.6 degrees. So that was a funny game, Schieberspieler. I was angry that she offered me a draw, and so I played for a win really hard. And I overpressed, and I was lost. And I was actually lost in a king and pawn endgame. And she screwed it up and drew. So maybe that was her intention. I don't know. If her goal was to like make me angry and make me overpress, then she just wanted an easy draw because she wanted to make him. Actually, she made one of her IM norms in that tournament. Legit. But I wasn't going to give her a draw with white. I'm higher rated and I'm white, and she offers me a draw. I was like, whatever. Yeah, it was bad form, but I guess I wasn't having a great tournament, so maybe she thought I just wanted to go home or something. And I do have a tendency to play a lot of draws, but not against weaker players. Equal players or higher rated players, fine. I don't go around offering draws to lower rated players unless they're really strong kids or I have a bad position. I don't like to take risks if I don't have to. I have more draws than most players. But anyway, we can't just believe every story that we hear about people. She's not a cheater. That's like some old story. Krivonosov was just angry because he lost to her. This guy, he's one of the most solid players I've ever seen, but he's morally zero. And he was just angry he lost to, I guess, a woman. So he started accusing her of being a cheater without any evidence. But I don't remember the story that well. We're up a rook here. That guy is very hard to beat, though. Much as I hate him. I'll give him credit for being a very solid player and very fast. I could take that. Can give up here. Yeah, he's probably very misogynist. I would say that's highly likely. But just like he's a horrible person in general. Like, if you play for rook versus rook wins on time, where both sides have more than 2 minutes on the clock, what kind of sportsman are you? It's a little difficult to understand. Someone who's like an international master who does something like that repeatedly, again and again. I can understand if you have less than 30 seconds left or something, maybe. I still wouldn't do it, but that's the kind of person you're talking about. Zero sportsmanship. The lowest level of sportsmanship possible. Of course, they have a more likely gonna have some strange behaviors. Is it stalemate yet? I think we can give up here. There's always hope, though, for the stalemate. Alright guys, what time is it? We've got time. Another half an hour. I'm not going to stalemate you, but against a low-rated player you might be justified in playing this out. But for our purposes, it's kind of a waste of time. I've known one almost master strength player who used to always play it out every single game until the last move, until mate. From America, this one 2100 player. I beat him every single time. It was the best score I ever had against someone over 2100. I beat him like 11-0 in tournament games. Now you're gonna like let your flag fall? Okay. Well, if that's the way we're gonna play it. Strange behavior. The concept of the day. Sportsmanship. Stalemate. I have auto queen on. Cheaper Spieler, definitely come by for the Blitz tournament, guys. Thanks for reminding me. So we have the team. If everybody wants to join our team, Pawn and Horses Club, we have a tournament tomorrow night. The Pawn and Horses Blitz. Cheaper Spieler's in. I'm in. Princess is playing. A lot of people probably forgot, since I wasn't here last week, we have this tournament ongoing. So here's the list for tomorrow night's tournament. We have time for a couple more challenges. Strong tournament. I mean, you get a chance to play an IM and an FM. If you're an improving player, it's a good tournament. Your friend forced a stalemate against PUBG. Yeah, I mean, in sudden death, it's reasonable. If you have under 30 seconds or a minute. It's never like really unsportsmanlike to play on. But in increment, it's ridiculous. Maybe my last opponent doesn't normally play increment. It's kind of hopeless. So let's get a couple more challenges, or I'm going to have to go to the innocent victims. Xerox. Get some innocent victims from the random challenge lobby. Create a game. Casual 5-0. 3 plus 3. Casual 5-8. What is with the 8? 8-second increment. Why? Do I ever play classical with title player? I don't really have time to play classical here. I would maybe if I happen to have some extra time. But I only have like 9 classical games altogether. I think rated ones. 5 plus 2 casual. Let's play this guy. I don't know what that means. I know it's like duck liver, foie gras, fried duck liver. Is that what it means? Guessing the meaning of French words. I don't know what fray means. I'm just guessing it's like fried. That's not right though. Free, pommes frites. That's German. I don't know. What's French fry? In French. What's fried potatoes in French? Anyway, guys, our opponent is tanking here. Move 3. Does it say I'm streaming when I play an individual blitz game with somebody? It does, doesn't it? It's gonna say like Sparkle Horse is streaming while he's playing this blitz game with me. That sucks. Does it work like that? Does anybody know? Is this gonna make my opponent like try extra hard if they know that I'm like streaming the game live? So he's a tempo down in a mainline Leningrad Dutch. Kevin Spraggett played like bishop d7 against me with an extra tempo here. In the New York Open. It would be useful to have another move for black. We had like bishop d7, a5 or something like that. The rook e8 is probably wrong because that rook wants to play along the f file. We're busting him with e4, and then he doesn't have to play along the f file. That would normally be very beneficial for black. But I'm not sure this is necessarily my best continuation. I might have had better. Wow, e5. Could even play like knight e6. You asked Josh Spielman to teach me. I mean, man, Sedan, there's a lot of... I know American IMs who are charging $80. What you got to understand is the cost of living varies massively from country to country. I charge $40, but I live in the I live in Hungary. If I lived in the United States and I had to pay the cost of living there, I probably would have to charge like 60 at least. So I'm only able to charge less than 80. Well, I'm able to charge half that much because of the country I live in. You know, and in your country, the cost of living is probably even lower. So most of the players you know are going to charge far less. But he's a former world championship candidate, and his rate is fair, very fair, I think, for a grandmaster with his experience. For an average grandmaster, you know, probably like 75 would be average. His rate is actually kind of reasonable for his experience. And also another thing is that a lot of currencies, like the dollar, has dropped 10% of its value in the last 3 weeks. I might have to raise my rate by $5 just because the currency just fell through the floor. So it sounds like a lot of money, but in England or the United States, it's not. You know, it's not that much. I think it's a little high, maybe for an IM. But it's totally fair. You might even call it a good deal. But the price is geared toward people from the UK or the United States. No Hungarian wouldn't pay that much. Couldn't someone from where I live now. Obviously, somewhere like India, it's just way too much money. But I think very reasonable for him. You always wonder why I don't ask payments in euros. Well, the dollar was doing pretty well, you know, till lately. The euro was weak a while back. But I might have to start charging an extra $5 to compensate. Or just charge in euros is a good idea, actually. Of course, a lot of my students originally were, for me, Antony, like, I used to teach more Americans than Europeans, so back in the day I got used to charging in dollars and never really thought about it a lot. But lately the dollar now, you know, we didn't expect a huge economic crash. I didn't expect the dollar to collapse. For an average grandmaster, I think $70, $75, anywhere between $50 and $100. But he is a great player, man. I still don't believe he was number 4 in the world, like Bob claims. But I don't mean that. I just mean to be, you know, I don't mean to disrespect Spielman. He's a great player. but I didn't think he was good enough to be number 4 in the world. That's why that whole argument started. But the Bob fact check claim proves Spielman really did reach 4 in the world. I think it was like a freak rating supplement. He was never close on another supplement. Like, really. He was never even remotely that high. But he really was for one rating. In those days, though, they only used to publish the ratings like every 6 months, or what was it? Really long time between rating supplements. He had to bribe someone at the rating division of FIDE. But it's true. He was number 4 in the world at one point. Unbelievable. So we're just prying open the king side here. I don't like the way I played this. Black has like bishop g5 now. That's clearly his best chance here. He's still lost. It's ironic though, because there was several other players from England who were very, very strong. Nigel Short and John Nunn, Tony Miles. Well, Miles wasn't that high rated. He played a lot of random tournaments and stuff. We're not going to play the same player twice. This is a casual correspondence game. White Lion, 2158. Alright, 19 games. Not enough games. Does anybody with an established rating want to challenge? We got time for one more game. No, it's not just that he's a strong player. I mean, he's really a thoughtful analyst. I think he'd be an excellent coach. You know, I think you'd be getting a bargain. You'd be getting a bargain. Really, it's a very, very good rate for a player of his caliber. And he's an excellent analyst. That's not too much. Sedan, okay, no other challenges. I guess this will be the last game for today. I'll be back tomorrow night with our Blitz tournament. Well, there's no way to avoid playing the Queen's Gambit if you play the English. I mean, I didn't mean to diss Bob, or diss Spielman over that argument with Bob about whether, or a long-standing argument about whether Spielman reached number 4 in the world. It just was a little surprising. Maybe top 10, okay, but that was a really weird kind of rating anomaly, I think. Michael Adams, oh no, if we're talking like now, but I mean, Adams wasn't, in those days, Adams was just like in diapers. I mean, he was like my age or a little bit older, but I mean, Adams is a different generation. Adams hadn't arrived on the scene yet. This is a popular line with Queen f3. Magnus Carlsen won a crazy good endgame against Kramnik a few years ago in this variation. I should play Queen c2 like immediately, probably. So now after bishop f5, you have to do something to get an edge here. Problem is I don't know this very well. Personally, Michael Adams he's a huge player. I don't know why he fell off so much. Just getting older. But I think he's a great player to study. If you like to play kind of controlled aggression style, Adams is a great choice. His opening knowledge is tremendous. He's expert in a lot of important openings. I don't understand why Michael Adams though started playing the English, for example. He was a tremendous e4 player. funny, McShane I played twice when he was a little kid. I remember sitting there and drinking a pint of beer on the Hastings Pier while he sat there. He was like barely tall enough to see the board. He was literally like 11 years old. He swindled a draw against me twice. We played like back-to-back years or something weird like that. It was weird. I played McShane. He was like an 11-year-old FM. And then I played him again, like a year later. And both times the result was the same. Like, he was white. I tricked him in the opening. I was better, but I only drew. But I never, I never knew he would become a world-class grandmaster. Same can be said with a lot of people. So I can't remember the line now. That's a problem. H4, G4, 92. Magnus had some improvement against Kramnik. There was also a very good game I saw Knightich lose with black against somebody. See, this variation used to be considered totally rock solid for black. But if you find the game Kramnik versus Carlsen Kramnik, he played it like perfectly. White did. I'm trying to remember how exactly it goes, but I can't. Unsuccessful. I never normally play this line. That's my excuse. It's a good one. I just didn't remember. I'm only dabbling with the exchange variation because I'm kind of frustrated with other lines. I used to play the exchange variation years ago, but I probably would play Queen C2 if I had stopped to think about it. But it's like a perfect position for Magnus. You just torture someone endlessly. Typically the castle's queenside. And I have a plan. I guess theoretically black should be okay. But the other problem with this variation is like it's really only good for like a draw. I mean, it's pretty hard to win with black. Kramnik thought he would hold a draw against. So you found the game from 1995. What was that, Xerox? Was it a Skaven Ingen or was it a Accelerated Dragon? I can't remember. One was an Accelerated Dragon where he fell into some sort of opening trap, but I still couldn't beat him. He fell into a really, really standard trap. That's the one where he fell into the trap, but there was another game that I can't remember. I mean, Sedan really knows his stuff. Sedan. Also line with knight f3, bringing knight what? Knight f3, bringing the c3 knight to e2. Oh, Mango. What are my thoughts on PogChamp series and how it's boosting the popularity of chess? Well, I think boosting the popularity of chess is cool. For sure. That's awesome. in general, unfortunately, mostly chess is getting boosted in terms of like people playing bullet and really fast time controls though, which sort of sucks. I just don't want chess to be like only about that, you know. Real chess, I believe, is something a little deeper. So this is an interesting move. Rook g8. Yeah, well, I talked about how a friend of mine played some online tournament. You can't have online tournaments. Forget about it. But COVID will eventually go away. I mean, it may take years, but it may leave a lasting impression on the chess world for sure. Bullet is something else. It's like an adrenaline sport, but it's not about chess. I don't know what you call it. Professional mouse clicking. I'm sure there's a lot of skill involved, but I'm not interested in that. So f5. f5, bishop takes, rook h8, bishop takes f7. I mean, this looks pretty good. I'm trading, actually, what am I talking about? f5, bishop takes, rook h8, bishop takes f7, rook takes h4. And I'm not that convinced. Let's build. Let's build. They played 10 plus 5 in PogChamps. Yeah, I mean, in principle, that's not too bad. I mean, those beginner guys who are like YouTubers or whatever, you can't expect them to play bullet chess. How do I break through? I don't. No, I do. I can break through somehow. So what's happening? Did I have bishop h5 last move? I don't know why I didn't play bishop h5 last move. Some hallucination. No, I just had a sort of momentary hallucination. Well, I guess this is winning like in all lines. Except for one. It should be winning. So let's calculate here. There's a little problem. Rook takes, pawn takes, f3, king d6. I'm not so sure this wins. So now I'm going to have to really work. It should be winning for white. But it's going to take some effort. He has to play rook f6 there, I guess, objectively. You can still play on with rook h6, h5, f6 or something. But I'm curious about the king and pawn endgame. I couldn't calculate it all the way. I was unsure about that. So rook g5 is best. This I really didn't think I was winning. But it wouldn't surprise me if I was, but I'm not John Spielman. I guess I should have just calculated a little further. We play king d3, we try to play e4. We're up a pawn. But see, this is an important judgment. Yeah, the 3+2 blitz sucks. I prefer 5-0. But let's say for a second I try to play e4. My pass pawn, my extra pawn is this pawn in f3. No, I'm making the right decision here. Honestly, we'll let John Spielman analyze that, but I don't know if that's winning or not. You just don't want to do that. So this was actually a good move. But I wouldn't give up yet. He can try to play it out, rook h6, because if h5, I thought f6. I guess it's lost anyway. The queen side starts to go. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We're going to be back tomorrow night. Check out the Blitz tournament tomorrow night. Join our Pound on Horses Club. He'd win it, but I don't know if he'd go into the king and pawn game. I'm sure that John would have done the same as me. But he might be able to quickly evaluate that king and pawn game that I couldn't be sure about. He would be able to more quickly evaluate that king and pawn game. He's a big specialist in endgames. So, I wasn't sure. It very well might be a draw if I trade rooks there. Well, C move 14, there are 12 games played. Oh. What? Move 13. Yeah, but I want to find the Carlson Kramnik game. The 92 is wrong. Is it h4 right away? No. Magnus played knight f3. I mean, I guess Kramnik's play can be improved. Magnus played knight f3, knight d7, and then what? Knight h4. This game was very impressive to me. I couldn't remember what he played. But it looks like, according to the engine, it's okay, but I don't trust the computer that much here. Yeah, I mean, so it's played what I did is played. But I don't like it that much. So you're not supposed to give up your dark squared bishop for my knight. That doesn't surprise me. Dracofire, welcome. You know the right plan with knight b6, knight c8, sometimes castles queenside. See, the only player who did this lost. The engine actually prefers taking with the e pawn. Now it changed its mind. It's weird. Drashko took here. This looks right. White is better. Okay, guys, I gotta go. So we'll see you tomorrow night for our Blitz tournament. International Master William Pascal. We're hosting a Ponda 7 Blitz tournament tomorrow night. Hey everybody, welcome. Good to see you guys today. Anyway, tomorrow night Blitz tournament. Join us. FIDE Master Schieber Spieler, and we have 2 title players already registered. So come by 6:30 CEST tomorrow night. Bye bye.